begin. Who win this year's championship? Come feel the heat of this dream. Witness the strength and confidence of those who face these challenges, cause in the end we all win. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League. Everybody say the ball has hit the bat. Whoa, whoa. Fielders are running to catch it. Is a six, or will it be a four? We scream, we roar. Oh my God, the tension soar. The pressure, the skill on display is amazing. What can I say? Let the claps run in millions, as if cricket is our religion. Let's go. If you wanna be the best, play with courage and confidence. Level up your game to be prominent. Don't forget it's your time to shine. Play tough but remember to be kind. Let's see who tops at the finish line. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League.
Morning and welcome to the Al Malik grounds for the Insurance Cricket Premier League Season 12. We're here at the centre and have a look at the pitch. The sun has just risen up and there is still a bit of moisture in the wicket. So any team that wins the toss will want to bowl first. There's a cross breeze coming from my left to right. So that means if you're bowling from that end, you could be moving the ball around a little bit more. And if you see, there are quite a few damp patches that are there, which probably the bowlers will want to exploit. And Salama, who already have one win, will try to strengthen their position with a win, and Munich will want to win this game to take a chance in the finals. We'll have the toss coming up. Stay tuned. Thank you. Morning. It's a super Saturday here at the Al Malik grounds for the Insurance Cricket Premier League Season 12. The first game of the day is between Salama, captained by Yasir, and Tala will be captaining Munich. We have the match officials with us. Tala will spin the coin. Yasir will do the calling. Heads is a call. Tails it is. Tala, you won the toss. What do you want to do?
We're going to bowl first.
First game didn't go the way you want. You need to have a win here. What has been the talk to the boys in the dressing room?
I think the talk has been that we are capable, we have the capability, so put all the bad game behind and just focus on this one.
And what sort of a score are you restricting these top guns to the minimum?
I think anything up to 180, that's something we'll fancy chasing. We have a couple of good players. Conditions are good for bowling at the moment. We want to exploit the first 10 overs. So I think definitely with their batting lineup, anything under 180, we'll fancy our chances.
And you all the best, and we'll hope to have a good game. Yasir, we'll talk to you. Happy to bat first?
Yes, if I would have won the toss, I would have batted first. We want to put a score of around 200 plus, and we know that we will restrict them around 140, 150. So that was the plan.
First game done and dusted. You'll have 2 points in the bag. You'll be looking to strengthen your chances to make it to the finals.
Yes, this is our gate to reach the finals. If we won this, we are into finals. So we were supposed to win 2 matches in the league, and this is our second match, and we will win.
Anyway, all the best. We have a cracker of a game coming up. We have Munich versus Salama. Live action coming up. Stay tuned and thank you. check, ready? Morning. So it's playtime now in the Insurance Cricket Premier League Season 12. The first game of the day between Salama and Munich Re. Munich Re captain winning the toss and electing to bowl first in this Champions Face-Off League. Salama, having won their first game, will want to win the second one and consolidate their position for the finals. First ball, the off spinner beating the captain Yasser, who's taking strike. It's a 20-20 over affair with first 6 overs of power play. It's got a slip in place. So I'm tossing this up, playing it towards the cover area. Take a quick single. So first runs on the board, first runs for Yasser. So on the length, bowling within the stumps, not giving any room to the batsman. It's a big shot, trying the big one. The inner edge, taking it towards the square leg area. Both the batsmen cross over for a boundary rather. So the ball wins the race. First boundary of the day. First boundary to Salama. Score moves on to 5. We're in the first over of the game. Ball number 5. Slightly outside the off stump. Batsman trying to free his arm there. Just keeping a bit low. So another dot ball. This one tossed up, right up to the batsman. Yorks himself trying to go down, but plays it straight to the man at short mid wicket. End of the first over, 5 for no loss. लाइव मैचेस किधर है मैचेस रिजल्ट शेड्यूल ठीक है 31 के9 वर्सेस ओरिएंट वर्सेस बर्तानिया ठीक है भाई मैचेस ऊपर नीचे आ रही है Go ahead. क्या हो गया मैच क्यों नहीं आ रही है इसको बोले लिंक सेंड मुझे लिंक सेंड हमारे अब्दुल रहमान को लिंक सेंड करना ना मैच की कौन सा है तुम्हारा 120? ये वाला ना? B750 5G है कि 5G कोई तो कनेक्ट है आजन क्या पासवर्ड मेरा भी डेटा खत्म हो गया मैं बस इसको मैं चला दूंगा Yasir hai, Kamal hai, right? Kamal batting 4 or 5, Yasir batting. So over number 2 and 1.4 overs completed, 10 for the loss of no wicket. Kamal batting 4 with a boundary to his credit. Yasir batting 4, a couple of extras to the total. This time full toss, plays it over the man at covers. There's a man at deep point who runs to his right. And by the time he feels the batsman cross over for a double, score moves on to 12. Sajjad's given away 7 runs in the over that he's bowled so far with a ball to go. Last ball of the over, the man had shot fine. This time planning to keep it in between in line of the stumps. The batsman beaten up, leg by is given. End of the over, 13 for the loss of no wicket. Here in the power play. Over number 3 to begin. The man at long on coming down. Keeps it down to a single. Subhan was the one who bowled the first over, comes back to bowl the third over of the game. Yasir on strike. Slightly up to him. It wasn't that short for him to play that shot. Inner edge goes on to hit the pads. No run there. Score remains on 15. Connection failed. This time again plays it back towards the bowler. By the time the man at mid-off comes in, they complete an easy single. Swan. Inner edge goes down towards the fine leg area, the fielder. Hello. Morning. Okay. At the moment, I am not available today. Can I do this on Monday, please? Because I am out today. Monday, which branch? I can come out to the Umurer branch, right? I can come there. That's a. I am staying in Meena Bazaar. Bardubai, yes. Okay, sorry. You're calling from where, please? Ragbangal. Yeah. So, in Burjuman, where do you have a new branch there? I have to come to the Emirates NBD branch. Okay. Okay. Okay, Monday, but earlier I'll be there because I have to reach my office by 9. So can I be there? Okay, so you all will hand over the check to me, or how do I'm trying to find. Okay. 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 Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, fine. What a shot through covers, over pitch delivery, and Yasir makes full use of it. Have a look at that. Right up to him, he negates the swing and opens the face of the bat and sends this towards the cover boundary for 4. This time up to him, and another shot straight towards this time towards the point boundary for 4 more. No chance for the man there outside in the deep to cut it off. Again, pitching this right up, he opens the blade and sends this towards the point boundary for 4 more. So back-to-back boundaries for Salama, takes his score on to 26. This time slightly slow, Yasir late on the shot. Yasir now batting 16 of 13 balls. Current run rate 7.43. We're in the 4th over of the game. Again, right up to the batsman. This time the man at short cover. Right up to him, but by the time he fields the ball, the batsman complete a single. Wickets broken at the non-striker's end. Umpire's not interested. Single to the total. Score moves on to 27. Kamal on strike, trying to force the issue. The keeper misses this one. They take a quick single. Byron will wait for the umpires who is interested in going upstairs. One more run to the total. Takes the score on to 28. In fact, it's been given batted, so there must be some kind of an edge. But with the keeper staying a bit back, he couldn't get a chance to grab the ball. Last ball of the over. Playing right up to the bowler, and another quick single towards short covers ends the over with score on 29 for the loss of no wicket. Kamal batting 6 of 9 and Yasir batting at 18 of 15. Over number 5, Salahuddin, the first change comes in. Right arm over. Beats Yasir out there. Now the boundary added to the total. Full toss, and it's a freebie with the field inside the circle. The ball racing away towards the point boundary. Just beats the fielder. .33 for the loss of no wicket. This time up to the batsman, over the man at mid-on. The ball racing away towards the boundary. It just stops inside the field of play. Batsman complete a single. Score moves on to 34. And takes Yasir on to 22 of 18. This time Kamal takes this on and Straight to the man at deep mid wicket. So the first casualty for Salama. Kamal, the man caught at deep mid wicket of the bowling of Saladin. Have a look. Slightly short, gets it slightly high on the bat, doesn't get the elevation distance he was looking for, and the man at deep mid wicket moving to his right takes an excellent catch to send Kamal back to the pavilion. Mohammad Aslam, the man at number 367 matches, 3,761 runs, strike rate of 181. It's one of the mainstays of their batting. So one run to end the over. 35 for the loss of one wicket at the end of 5. Run rate of 7 will get them to 140. They'll be looking at much more than that. Shubhan to continue over number 6. Last over of power play. Plays it towards point. No run there. Sam plays it towards the man at mid-off. Yasser wanting to take strike, but at the moment no run there. Sam towards the point region. There's the man at covers going down towards the boundary, and both the batsmen come back for another double. Score moves on to 37. Now the dot ball, so a good over so far for Munich Ray. They've kept Aslam quiet. He's just given away 2 runs of the 4 balls that have been bowled so far. Would want to keep it that way this time. Slightly short towards the man at short covers. Quick fielding, making sure that they don't give away any extra run. Last ball of power play coming in. This time plays it towards the man at long on. There's a fielder there. So end of a good over. Just 3 runs coming off it. End of the power play. 38 for the loss of 1 wicket. The man out, Kamal out. Caught a deep mid wicket for 5, sorry. Yasser batting on 23 and Aslam batting on 4. लास्ट मैच का क्यों नहीं बता रहा भाई ये इन दोनों का लास्ट मैच का रिजल्ट क्यों नहीं आ रहा मेरे पास
वही शायद इनकी ऐप खराब हुई हुई है मैच भी तो शो नहीं हो रहा ना उत्तम भाई को बताएं
Salahuddin to continue this time to Aslam. A mix up and a missed field in the end allows the single to be completed. Both the batsmen indecisive. Yasser took off. Aslam responded but stopped. Yasser was already running. Luckily for them that the midfielder misfielded and allowed them to complete the single. Score moves on to 39. Yasser was off strike for a few balls. Now let's see how does he go about. Plays it in the air and an easy drop for the man at mid-off. Yasser was quiet for some time. He was itching to come on strike. He plays the big shot. A straightforward chance to the man at mid-off, and he grasses that one. Aslam this time moves around the crease, plays it down towards the man at long off. The man at long on coming around. Quick here. Have a look at that drop catch. Have a look. He's itching to go down. Not the kind of shot. Plays it in the air. Straightforward chance for the man at long off. Sorry, mid off. But he drops that one. Gives Yasser a life. And the score now 41 for the loss of 1 at the end of 6.3 overs. Over the bowler's head, down towards the long off area. The man there keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 42. Aslam on strike, exposing all the 3 stumps. This time he moves. He's trying to move within the crease, give himself some kind of a movement, and this sends his ball towards the point boundary for 4. Bit of a change in his stance. Have a look at that trigger movement. Moves to his right, and this time slightly short. There was a lot of spaces between the man at gully and the man at covers. The point region was left open and sends this towards the boundary for 4 more. Takes the score on to 46. This time compensates by bowling it into the leg stump. Both the batsmen cross over for a quick single. End of the over. 7 gone. 47 for the loss of 1. Shubhan to continue his last over for the day. Three overs he's bowled and he's given away just 11 runs. It's not yet got a wicket. His captain would ideally want him to complete by this time. Aslam plays it over the man at long off. The fielders come around quickly, keeps it down to a single. Takes the score on to 48. He's bowled a good line. He's tossed the ball up, inviting the batsman to go for the big one. This time bowls him. Yasser playing across the line. And finally a wicket for Shubhan. He's bowled well. And now gets a wicket to his credit. Yasser playing around the delivery and loses his leg stump. Replay. Have a look at that. Moves a bit around the crease, and it was not kind of delivery where he should be pulling that one up, and in the end sees his leg stump broken and has to make his way back to the pavilion. Farzan, the new man, coming at number 4. Farzan, 11 matches, 182 runs, strike rate of 106. Aslam will be wanting him to stick around with him. We're still in the 8th over of the game, so there are quite a few overs still to go. Farzan taking strike, goes onto the back foot, plays it towards the point region. There's no fielder there. There's rather fielder coming down from covers. Keeps it down to 2 runs. Brings the score on to 50. 50 for the loss of 2 wickets in 7.3 overs. Farzan batting 2 of 1 ball. Tossed up delivery. Plays it towards the long off region. Fielder coming around and keeps it down to a single. Aslam on strike. Again exposing all his stumps. By the time the bowler comes, he moves around, and Shubhan making sure he's not giving him any width, because he'll be looking to play towards the point or cover region. Plays this one down to long off right now. Keeps the single, gets off strike, takes the score on to 52. And the last ball of the over coming up. Last over of Shubhan's spell. Tossed up delivery over the bowler's head. And one bounce into the fence. He goes, bisects both the fielder at long off and long on. Ends the over at 56 for the loss of 2 wickets. Tossed up. He just gave him enough room to free his arms. And Farzan beautifully bisecting both the fielders there. He moves on to 7 with his first boundary. Score 56 for 2. Over number 9, Salahuddin to continue. Aslam on strike. He plays it in the air. and a drop at long off keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 57. Another one in the air in between three fielders, and another single to the total. Score moves on to 58. So 2 chances in the last 2 balls. Another one in the air, and it's straight through the hands of the man at long off. So chances being created by Munich Re, but the fielders are unable to hold on to those. Aslam now trying to go behind every ball. Have a look at that. Stays still and plays it towards the man at long off, and through his hands, lucky for him that he didn't get hit on the face. This time plays it towards the cover boundary. No chance for the man at covers. The ball racing away towards the boundary for 4 more. Score moves on to 63. Adding to the agony after a couple of drops in the over. Now a boundary of the 4th ball. Farzan opening the blade and crashing this one towards the cover boundary for 4 more. Dot ball, last ball of the over coming up, 63 for the loss of 2 wickets. Goes on to the back foot, plays it towards the man at short mid wicket. The missed field there allows the ball to go to the boundary. So an over that should have actually got a wicket or 2 ends up in 11 runs being conceded. Slightly short, goes on the back foot, lower half of the bat. The man at short mid wicket should have stopped it, but lets it through, and the ball goes towards cow corner for 4 more. Bowling change, Syed Mudassir, right arm over. Plays it towards the man at gully. The Ball racing away towards the gully boundary. The fielder there, by the time he stops, they come back for complete 2, looking for the third, but decide against it. Score moves on to 69. Takes Aslam on to 17. Farzan batting at 16 of 7. Second ball, slightly slower this time, plays it towards the cover region for a single. Ball number 3, Farzan on strike. Again, another slower one. Plays it to the left of the man at short covers, and the batsman complete a quick single. Score moves on to 71. We called a wide, even though Aslam moved around towards the off stump. So Mudassir had bowled it quite wide for the umpire to stretch his arm. Score moves on to 72. This is the last over before we go into the drinks break. 3 more balls left in the over. We called another wide, so he'll have to bowl it again. So 3 more balls left in the over. Was it called a wide? Yes, it is. And Tala misses this one. They complete 1 extra run, so 2 more runs added to the total. Takes the score on to 75. So 3 consecutive wides given away by Mudassir. This time down the leg side, umpire not interested. Pitching on middle and leg, right hit in front, but probably the ball going down leg side. So Farzan is safe out there. This time on the money. Farzan happy to play it back towards the bowler. On the good length, just holding his line, not doing too much, but doesn't want to take the risk of playing it in the air. Last ball of the over. This time drives it towards the man at short covers. No run there. So good comeback by the bowler after giving away a few wides. Bowls 3 consecutive dot balls. Ends the over at 75 for 2. We take a short drinks break. थे वो पहले वाले जो पहले जो सब टीमों ने एक दूसरे के साथ खेला अपने आप में खेला था तो सब इधर ही हुए थे
इससे पहले जो हुआ टूर्नामेंट
हाँ
नहीं यहाँ नहीं हुआ
अच्छा
कहीं और ग्राउंड में
आ जाओ स्कोर कार्ड दिखा वापस कौन है बॉलर कौन है भाई
अपडेटिंग ही कर रहे हैं
First ball after the break, Salahuddin the bowler opens his face, the face of the bat and sends this over the cover boundary for the first maximum of the day. Aslam the man. This time down leg side will be called a wide. Score moves on to 82. क्या भाई इसको थोड़ा बड़ा कर सकता है इसको छोटा है Then place it towards the cover boundary and 6 more to the total. And Aslam moves on to 30 of 19. Again, outside the off stump, Aslam is too good a guy to miss out on that opportunity when he can free his arms. And the fielder at long off, making a mess of it, allowing the ball to go over the boundary ropes. What could have been a good catch ends up in 6 more runs to the total. Takes it on to 88. This time, much better ball. Bowls it right up to the batsman, into the stumps. And all he can do is play it down towards long on for a single. Takes the score on to 89. Farzan swivels this across towards the fine leg boundary for 4. Takes the score on to 93. Expensive over so far. Just 4 balls. It's already gone for a couple of maximums with the boundaries. Short onto the pads. And he just swivels across and sends this towards the fine leg boundary for 4. $18 runs coming off this over. And another couple of balls more left in the over. This time trying to play it towards the cover region. The ball landing into the long on area for another single. So the message quite clear to the Salama batsmen that make use of this end with is favouring them. And with wickets in hand, go full throttle this time. Yorks the batsman, no run there. End of the over. 94 for the loss of 2 wickets. Aslam batting on 31 and Farzan batting on 22. And Salahuddin ends his quota of 4 overs for 45 runs and a wicket to his credit. Said Mudassir to continue. Gave away 8 runs in the first over that he'd bowled with 3 wides, and this time Farzan playing it over the cover boundary for a 1 bounce 4. Takes the score on to 98. Fall again slightly from the lower end of the bat, but still good enough to take it towards the cover boundary for 4. So the first 7 balls after the resumption, resulting in a couple of sixes and a couple of boundaries, moves the score on to 98 for the loss of 2 wickets. Men out, Kamal was caught at mid wicket, and then Yasir was bowled. Since then, both these batsmen have come out with good intent. Again, this one in the slot and over the cover boundary for another maximum. So the 100 coming up in 11.2 overs. Up to the batsman outside the off stump. And with this big broad blades, it's easy pickings for the man. He just launches this over the cover boundary for another maximum. Takes the score on to 104. This time again, width on offer and another boundary. Takes the score on to 108. And Farzan is batting 36 of 16. Have a look at that. Again, no protection, and you're bowling it into the slot that the batsman wants. It's going to be easy picking. So, couple of boundaries and a maximum. 14 runs coming of the first 3 balls of the over. Fourth ball of the over. Slightly slow. Plays it in the air towards the right of the man at long on. Keeps it down to a single. Takes the score on to 109. Brings Aslam on to strike. He's batting 31 of 21, and Farzan has rocketed off to 37 of 17. Time much better, pitches up to the batsman in the line of stumps, just allows him that opportunity to take a single. Takes a score on to 110. Already 35 runs coming in the last 11 balls. They were 75 for 2 at the end of 10, and all of a sudden in a space of 11 deliveries, 35 runs coming with the last ball of the 12th over to begin. Much better ball. Drives it down towards the man at long on for a single. Ends the over at 111 for 2. Farzan batting on 38 of 19, 38 of 18, and Aslam batting 32 of 22. Mudassir's 2 overs costing him 25 runs. 17 runs coming off this over. Now the bowling change. Mohit coming from left arm over the wicket. Starts off with a no ball. He's bowling outside the tram lines, trying to take the ball away from the batsman. So that will be a no ball and a free hit. Takes the score on to 112. Plays it towards the cover boundary. There's another 4 to the taking. Propels the score on to 116. The bowlers have been guilty of feeding Farzan into his favourite zone. They're letting him open his arms. There's not much protection, and that's easy pickings for him. He's just enjoying that freedom that he's got. This time another wide will take the score on to 117. So pressure on the bowler already. Starts off with a no ball. He's given away 6 runs of the 1 ball that has been bowled, counted so far of the 3 that he is. This time Farzan just trying to manufacture a stroke. It wasn't too short, but since he's been batting so well, he decided to take another chance. Luckily for him, the ball was slightly outside the off stump in a rare dot ball. Will be another wide. Takes the score on to 118. That's another wide, so score moves on to 119 now. He's already bowled 6 balls, but just 2 balls have been counted as legal, and that will be another no ball. So another free hit coming up. So not only is it's an expensive over, it's a lengthy over. 7 balls bowled and only 2 be counted with. He's been bowled, but since it's a no ball, he'll be lucky to survive that. The one that he went on to hit the stumps was the one that was a free hit. So Mohit not so lucky so far. $120 for 2. Much better ball, but plays it over the man, towards the man at long on for a single. Takes the score on to 121. Fifth ball of the over. Plays it towards the cover region. There's a fielder there now, so keeps it down to a single. Takes the score on to 122. Last ball of the over in the air towards the man at long on, and he drops this one too. So a chance of a wicket again going down. Takes the score on to 123. 123 for 2 at the end of 13 overs. Have a look at that. Slightly slow. Comes down the wicket. Opens himself up. Sends it to the man at long on. And have a look at that. Does everything right except holding on to that. 123 for 2 at the end of 13. Tala to bowl. The captain coming on at the start of the 14th over. Farzan taking strike. He is batting 44 of 25. This time Tala bowling it right up to the batsman. Plays it down towards the man at cow corner. They keep it down to a single. Takes the score on to 124. With the sun now coming up in full flow, the wicket has started getting better for batting. This time plays it in the air towards the man at long on. Beats the man there for 4 more. Was slightly short and Aslam just latches onto that. And with that trigger movement that he has, he gets that momentum that he's looking for. The man at long on running to his right, but by the time he could reach, the ball had already reached the fence. Score moves on to 128. .53 runs coming in the last 3.2 overs. As Tala bowls a full toss towards the vacant backward square leg area for 4 more. Takes the score on to 132. Takes it on to 41 of 25. Tala slightly slower in the air but ends up bowling a full toss, and with no protection there behind square, the ball easily going into the boundary for 4 more. This time onto the back foot, plays it towards the gully region, bisects the gully and the third man for 4 more. So hat-trick of boundaries for Aslam, takes him on to 45. Slower in the air, slightly short, and Aslam latches onto that one as well and takes the score on to 136 for 2. Now batting on both the batsmen of 45 of 26 balls each. This time slightly quicker, but bowls are wide. Slower in the air, full toss, doesn't connect it well, straight to the man at deep mid wicket. They complete a single. Takes the score on to 138 with 1 ball to go. This time cuts this towards the man at cover for a single. Ends the over. 16 runs coming off it. 139 for 2 at the end of 14. Over number 15 to begin. Farzan on strike. Umair the bowler, and starts off with a short one, and the ball racing away towards the boundary for 4 more. Takes the score on to 143, and Farzan reaches his 50 for 28 balls with 8 boundaries and 1 maximum. This time towards the cover region. There's a fielder there, keeps it down to a single. Takes the score on to 144, brings Aslam on to strike, who's now batting at 46 of 27. He's got 4 boundaries and 2 maximums. This time driving it down towards the man at long off for a single. The moment they pitched it up and in the stumps, they're just going away for a single. But the moment they're bowling it slightly short or opening of that offside area, the batsmen have made merry. This time towards the man at long off again. Another single to the total. Takes the score on to 146. Bring Aslam on to strike, who's batting 47. Again, not that short, but good enough to just take it down to deep mid wicket for a single. Takes the score on to 147. Last ball of the 15th over coming up. Aslam playing it to the man at short covers. A rare dot ball ends the over. 15 gone. 147 for 2. Farzan batting on 51. 52 of 31, and Aslam batting on 47. Tala to continue. Over number 16. Just trying to make sure he has his fielder at the right places. Current run rate of 9.80. Plays it in the air towards the mid-wicket region and over the fielder for a maximum. So his third maximum brings up his 50 just have a look at that. Goes down on his knee, plays it towards the deep mid-wicket region. No chance for the man at mid-wicket, and another maximum. He moves on to 54 of 30 balls, 4 boundaries and 3 maximums, and the 150 coming up in 15.1 overs. To the man at long on for a single. $154 for 2. Right up to the batsman, plays it down towards long off for a single. $155 for 2. Plays it in the air towards the long on region and over the head of the long on fielder for 6 more. Takes the score on to 161. Tala plays it in the air. The man at long on was interested, but over him for another maximum, this time towards the left of the man at covers, fields it and keeps it down to 1 more. Takes the score on to 162. Last ball of the 16th over coming up. Full toss, no protection whatsoever behind square, and 4 more. Another expensive over coming to close. 19 runs coming off that, and Tala's 2 overs have gone for 35. Have a look at that. Full toss, easy pickings for the batsman. 166 for 2. Farzan batting 57 of 33, and Aslam over number 17, Umair to continue. Yorks the batsman and keeps it down to a dot ball. Just moving the ball a little in the air, making it difficult for the batsman to try to get underneath it. And this time Aslam goes down the wicket. Chance of a stumping. They've gone upstairs. And have a look at that. Wait for the third umpire to come up with his decision. Is well and truly home before the stumps were broken. Not out. Ahmad. Not out. Not out. रीरन कर वापस छोड़ जाता खाया ना ऑलरेडी Mohammad Aslam batting 62 of 35, plays it towards the mid-wicket area for another maximum. The first two balls were quite pitched up. He couldn't get under it, but this time shot onto his pads, and the big man sends this over the mid-wicket area for another maximum. Takes him on to 68 of 36. Takes the score on to 172. Another short ball, and this time one bounce into the fence for 4 more. Takes the score on to 176. Slightly short again, and this time didn't get enough power to go for a maximum, but nonetheless goes for a boundary. Takes the score on to 176. Takes Aslam on to 72 of 37. Farzan at the moment is batting 57 of 33. This time over the mid-wicket boundary for another maximum. Slightly short, and both these batsmen are too good to miss out on those. Again, bringing the ball back in, so into his hitting arc, and he's more than happy to play those big ones and collect those boundaries and maximums. So first 2 balls were hit for dot, and then 16 runs of the next 3 balls. Takes the score on to 182 with 1 ball left in the over. Pressure on the bowler. Will be wide, trying to take it away from the batsman. Ends up bowling outside the tram lines, so the ball has to be re-bowled and a run added to the total. Last ball of the over. This time cuts it towards the cover boundary. There's no fielder there, so ends the over with another boundary. 20 runs coming off it. 187 for 2. Just enough width for him to stand tall and play towards the cover boundary for 4 more. 3 more overs left, 187 for 2. With 8 wickets in the bank, Salama will be looking close to around 220 odd, given that they are in full throttle right now. First 10 overs produced only 75 runs, and the next 7 they've already got 112 runs. Going at 11 runs an over, they'll be fancying the 220 230 mark. Sajjad the bowler. Sajjad bowling it towards Farzan, plays it down to short covers. Chance of a run out. They're going, asking for it. We'll have to wait for the umpires, not interested. And the single completed. The throw was good. The bowler had to collect the ball and crash it into the stumps. Probably missed that one. That prompted the umpire not to go upstairs. A single to the total. Score moves on to 188. Side on angle से देख सकते हो Plays it in the air. Man at long on. Can he hold on to this? Another one gone down. Just both these batsmen living a charmed life out there at the center. They've chipped it in the air quite some time, but the fielders have managed to reach the ball, but ending in the end just dropping it, allowing that single to be taken. Score moves on to 189, plays it towards the man at long off, and a misfield allows the boundary. Half an effort out there, and the day gets from bad to worse for Munich Re. Not able to hold on to anything. $193 for 2. It's a much better delivery right up to the batsman, yorks him and keeps it down to one more run. Score moves on to 194. Aslam on to 83 or 40. Over the bowler's head, couple of bounces into the fence he goes. This time it was in the slot, and Aslam, with the trigger moment that he has, this time places over the umpire and the bowler for 4 more. 198 for 2. Last ball of the 18, down leg side, will be 5 wides. There's no protection there, so trying to outsmart the batsman, but ends up bowling 5 more runs to the total. The 200 coming up, 203 for 2. After 17.5 overs, fine leg now being moved a little bit more finer. Over the bowler's head, this time over the non-striker's end rather, and keeps it down to another misfield, allows that ball to go into the fence for 4 more. This is not so good cricket by Munich Re. I know that they have dropped a few catches, but still you need to concentrate on the next ball that's coming your way. A casual approach. The man at long off had reached the ball, cuts across. The man at long on is unsighted, and the ball just goes into the fence for 4 more. Ends the over at 207 for 2. Tala to continue the penultimate over of the innings. In the air towards the long off region. Single. Score moves on to 208. Aslam on to strike. He's on 91. Will be called a wide. Score moves on to 209. Plays it in the air towards the long on and over that fence for 6 more. Takes him on to 97 with his 7th maximum along with the 8 boundaries that he has. Strike rate of 225. 215 for 2. Towards the mid-wicket area for 4 more and 100 for Mohammad Aslam Shehzad. 11 boundaries and 8 boundaries and 8 maximums in that. Score 101 of 44 balls. Tala Tanveer is conceded 47 of the 2.3. This time goes over the bowler's head for another maximum. Takes the score on to 225. With that maximum. Aslam Shehzad, 9 boundaries, 8 maximums. The moment it's pitched up to him, his strong arms and that big blade takes the ball soaring over the boundary ropes. Carnage is still not finished. 225 for 2. Fifth ball of the over. This time towards the right of the man at long on, and another boundary. Takes the score on to 229. And at this rate, they will not only will they be looking at 240, they will be looking at 250 plus. With one more ball left in the 19th over. Towards the man at long on. Has this one been taken? Another misjudgment. And 4 more runs to the total. Takes the score on to 233. Mistime this one. The man at long on. This time misjudging, overrunning the ball, and a sorry looking face. Tells you the story of Munich Ray, who have been at the receiving end. 233 for 2 at the end of 19 overs. Sajjad to continue. He's gone for 37 of his 3 overs. This time low full toss over the bowler's head for a single. Takes the score on to 234. This time slightly slower, away from the batsman, keeps it down, sends it towards the long on. They're quick enough to come back for 2, gives Aslam the strike as he's been scoring at the rate of knots. Takes the score on to 236. Shot, plays it towards the man at long off, keeps it down to a single. Both the batsmen now hurrying back for the second. Chance for run out, and the batsman is short of his crease, deciding to go in for that suicidal second run to give Aslam the strike, ends up losing his wicket. Much better bowling from Shahzad. Digs it into the pitch. They go down towards the man at long off. Have a look at that, knowing very well that the batsman is going for two, short of his grounds, and the wickets have been broken. And Farzan is on his way back to the pavilion. He's run out for 63. Of 38 balls with 10 boundaries, one maximum strike rate of 168. Shubhan, the fielder, and Sajjad, the bowler. New man at the crease at the non-striker's end. 189 run partnership coming to the close with that. This time Aslam plays it in the air, and in between both the man at short mid wicket and long on, they complete a single. $238, 240 well on the cards. They get 245? Majid comes to the center. Majid Aman plays it towards the cover region. There's a fielder there and keeps it down to a single. 239 coming up as the last ball of the innings comes up. Much better over from Sajjad. Is not gone for any boundaries this over so far. Will want to finish it off by keeping it to the least as he bowls a full toss and ends up giving a boundary to end the innings. 243 for 3 at the end of 20 overs. Have a look at that. Wanting to bowl it slightly slow, pitches it up to the batsman and sends a full toss, and Aslam ends the innings with a boundary. As we have a look at the scorecard, it was Yasir and Kamaluddin who started the innings. Yasir was out, bowled Shubhan for 25 of 22 with 3 boundaries. Kamaluddin out for 6 of 10 with 1 boundary. He was caught by Kasi off the bowling of Salahuddin. And then the big man, Mohammad Aslam Shahzad, 123 of 51 with 12 boundaries, 8 maximums, not out with a strike rate of 241.18. Farzan giving him company was out for 64 of 38. Sacrifices wicket in the last over to give Aslam the strike with 10 boundaries, 1 maximum strike rate of 168.42. And Majid Aman just coming for that 1 ball, scoring that. 24 extras, 2 byes, 2 leg byes, 18 wides and 2 no balls, ending the score at 243 for 3 at the end of 20 overs. Have a look at the bowling card. Shubhan Ahmed, the pick of the bowlers, 4 overs, 20 runs, 1 wicket. Sajjad, 4 overs, 47 runs, no wicket. Salahuddin, 4 overs, 45 runs, 1 wicket. Syed Mudassir, 2 overs, 25 runs, no wicket. Mohit, 1 over, 12 runs, no wicket. Talat Tanveer, the captain, 3 overs, 61 runs, no wicket. And Umair Ahmed, 2 overs, 29 runs, no wicket. The fall of wickets, Kamaluddin was out at the score of 34 of 4.5. And then Yasir was out at the score of 48 for 7.2. And then that big partnership of 189 ended with Farzan being run out in the last over at the score of 237. So 244 is what Munich Re needs to keep their hopes alive in this tournament. The chase coming up after the short break.
दुबई वाला है कोई?
देखता हूँ दुबई में कहीं भी छोड़ दे फिर मैं पहुँच जाऊँगा घर और सुबह को वापस आऊँगा यार रहना मुश्किल हो गया है रहना मुश्किल है यहाँ पे नहीं यार नहीं समझ आया और क्या बेटा भी अकेला है घर पे भाई तो इंडिया गई हुई है
उस दिन परेशान किए इन लोगों ने?
हाँ नहीं नहीं कुछ नहीं वैसे सोया हुआ था जितना Welcome back as Munich Re start of their batting replying 200 mammoth 243 that Salama has scored in their 20 overs at the back of a magnificent 100 by Mohammad Aslam Shahzad. Shubhan, the batsman, opening the innings with Mohit Afsar, right arm over. The keeper right up to the stumps. Starts off with a dot ball. Starting with the required run rate of 12.2 at the start of the innings. Right away pressure on the batsman to go after the bowling as he plays it with soft hands towards the man at short covers. They complete a single. So Shubhan off the mark with that single brings Mohit on to strike. All these players from the insurance fraternity knowing each other. As tournament is sponsored by Sedgwick, Advanta, Alia Insurance Brokers, Ideal Surveyors and Loss Adjusters. Afsar to bowl the third ball of the over. Dot ball again. Pitching it on around the off stump and just shaping it away from the batsman. The keeper is right up to the stump, so the batsman too will be quite hesitant to come down the wicket and try to negate the swing. Plays it down towards the man at long off. There's no mid off there. The man at long off keeps it down to a single. So a run each for both the batsmen. 2 runs of 4 balls. In the air, over the bowler's head. There's a man at long off there. Another single added. Takes the score on to 3. Last ball of the over. Hello. श्रीराम ऐसे ही फ़ोन किया मैंने हाँ ऐसे ही फ़ोन किया हाँ ऐसे ही फ़ोन किया मैंने सब ठीक है अच्छा अच्छा मेरे को
हाँ मैंने आज है ना सुनो ना आज रात को आज कितने बजे पहुंचोगे आप
मैं रात को 11 बजे के बाद पहुंचूंगा।
तो कल सुबह को क्योंकि ना परसों किटी है तो कल सुबह को आप पहुंचा पाओ कल भी है
हाँ कल भी है ना, बट मैं लंच तक मेरा हो जाएगा।
नहीं मेरी बात सुनो ना
हाँ
मैं क्या बोलती हूँ अगर आज दीप आपको पता है कहाँ है आपकी दवाइयाँ तो दीप अगर एक पैकेट पहुंचा सकता है एक बॉक्स पूरा पहुंचा सकता है क्या
मैं देखता हूँ रात।
राइस में
हाँ ठीक है, मैं कोशिश करता हूँ।
प्लीज
हाँ
पूरा एक बॉक्स चाहिए हाँ
ठीक है, ओके।
ठीक है एक बॉक्स या दो बॉक्स आप कौन सा ले रहे हो अभी दवाइयाँ
मैं ग्लूकोफेज लेता हूँ ना। हाँ
हाँ जो भी है ग्लूकोफेज जानो जो भी है ना 2 बॉक्स खाली भिजवा दो ना 2 बॉक्स
ठीक है, ओके ओके।
First boundary of the innings, courtesy of the bat of Mohit. Just getting the chance to open his arm. Have a look at that. The ball swinging away. He opens the face of the bat. The ball over the man at point. There's no fielder there at the extra covers. So the ball races away to the boundary. They need a lot more of this. Do the Munich Ray batsman. Kamal, the bowler. This time trying a wild swing. Doesn't get any contact. Another dot balls. Keeps the score on to 8. Right up to the batsman, plays it back to as a bowler. Another dot ball. The pressure mounting. They started at 12.2 at the start of the innings. Is already raised up to 12.76, the required rate. Another 236 more runs of the remaining 18.3 overs. Kamal just making sure he keeps it up to the batsman. The moment this time will be called a wide. Score moves on to 9. In the first 6 overs of the innings, they need a lot more of these boundaries and maximums. As Kamal bowling the 5th ball of the over. This time over the man at mid-off, giving a chase. They complete 1, they come back for 2. He didn't get from the middle of the bat, so slightly from the toe end of the bat, so that didn't get the distance that he was looking for. Just managing to chip it over the fielder. Last ball of the second over, 11 for the loss of no wicket. This time soft hands, plays it towards the man at short covers. They complete a quick single, end of the over. 12 for the loss of no wicket. Shaban batting 3 of 4. Mohit batting 8 of 8 with 1 boundary. 9 runs coming off that Kamal's over.
Over number 3 with a slip in place for Afsar. Bowling to Mohit. Trying another wild swing, not to the pitch of the ball. Another dot ball. This time hitting the toe end of the bat into his boot. Another dot ball. So the required run rate jumping with every dot ball and making it all the more difficult for Munich. This time plays it towards the man at the long off area. There's a fielder there, keeps it down to a single, brings Shubhan on to strike, takes the score on to 13. Onto the pads. A stifled appeal, not really convincing. He was beaten, played around it, but because pitching outside leg, the batsman survives, keeps the score on to 13. This time cuts this towards short covers. And they complete a single, a misfield by the fielder there at covers. Allows that single to be completed, takes the score on to 14. Asking for a caught behind, umpire not interested. Only the keeper went up. The bowler wasn't too keen. End of the over, 14 for the loss of no wicket. Kamal to continue over number 4. Went for 9 in the first over he bowled. Comes in with a little bit more of zip under stride. A single being scored on the first ball takes the score on to 15. Just the one boundary so far in the 3.1 that they have faced so far. One of these two have to take some calculated risk. Then the 2.4 overs of power play with the field inside the circle. Maximize this power play. This time Kamal brings the ball into the batsman, keeps it down to a single. Another single being scored, moves on to 16. Ball number 3. 2 singles of the over so far. Plays it down towards the man at long on. Both these bowlers so far have kept it quite simple. They kept their mid on and mid off back and just bowling it in the line of the stumps, not giving any width, unlike the Munich bowlers who were guilty of bowling it outside the off stump, allowing them to go square of the wicket. So far, both of them have just bowled it up to the stumps, right? At this time, goes on the back foot, plays it towards short covers. By the time the fielder comes around, another single being scored. Takes a score on to 18. Again, soft hands playing it towards the bowler. Another single being scored, takes a score on to 19. Last ball of the fourth over, 19 for the loss of no wicket. Trying to fish for that one, but no edge whatsoever. End of another good over from the Salama bowlers. 19 for the loss of no wicket at the end of 4, chasing 244 in their allotted 20 overs. Over number 5, Afsar to continue. Shubhan, the batsman, onto the pads, but going down leg side, right up to the batsman. He played around it, wanted to flick that one, but wrapped onto the pads and no run. Afsar, ball number 2. Again beaten outside the off stump. Another dot ball. Another dot ball. Sorry, that was a single. So takes the score on to 20. This time shaping the ball away, but will be called a wide. So score moves on to 21. Afsar continuing. He's just given away 7 runs of the 2.3 that he's bowled. Again, another wild swing. No run there. Another dot ball. Keeps the score on to 21 in 4.4 overs. Boundary of the ball and takes the score on to 25. Takes Mohit on to 13. Have a look at that. In the slot, edge, outside edge, the man at shot third, unable to cut it off, and a welcome boundary for Munich. This time trying to play the drive, but ends getting beaten. And last ball of the over. So the over not yet completed. One more ball to go in the 5th over. 25 for the loss of no wicket. Mohit batting 15 of 17 with 2 boundaries. Shubhan 8 of 12. 219 more runs required of 15.1 overs. Required run rate 14.44. So last ball of the over coming up. And goes onto the back foot. Plays it towards the man. It short covers. The fielding done. But a single completed. 26 for no loss at the end of 5, run rate of 5.20. Kamal to continue his third over, sixth of the innings, the last over play, power play, hurrying on to the batsman, plays the shot towards mid wicket. By the time the fielder from square like Farzan comes around, they get another 2 more runs, takes the score on to 28 and takes on to Mohit on to 18 of 19 balls. Backs away, plays it back past the bowler. Fielder at long off coming around and keeps it down to a single. Takes score on to 29. Ball down this time. Shubhan going onto the back foot for a delivery that was quite full, and his stump is broken. The first wicket falls at the score of 29. Man out. Shubhan bowled for 8 of 13 off the bowling of Kamal. Have a look at that. Kamal steaming in up to the batsman. He goes onto the back foot, and by the time he could bring his bat down, this ball had crashed into the stumps, and Shubhan is out bowled for 8 of 13 by Kamal. New man, the captain Tala at the crease, 3 matches, 53 runs to his credit. He'll have to play an innings of the highest quality if he wants to make sure his side, Munich Ray, get anyway closer to that daunting task of 244 in 20 overs rather. Kamal bowling to Talha. Down the leg side is a wide. Takes a score on to 30. Over number 7, power play concluded 32 for 1. Hassan Ali comes into the attack. The first change gives up a single of the first ball. Takes Mohit on to 21 of 22. Tala batting 1 of 2. Another 211 runs more of the remaining 13.5 overs. Chance of a catch, edged and dropped by the keeper. Trying to go with hard hands against that one. Didn't allow the ball come into his gloves. Replay chala, replay chala. Have a look. The chance being created. Edges and just trying to snaffle that one, but ends up grassing that one. So the catching's not been great today. Munich were guilty of dropping a few catches, and they have paid a heavy price for that, with Salama ending up with 243 in their allotted 20 overs. At this time, through the cover region, the fielder giving the chase, and the ball will just stop before the boundary ropes. They come back for 3 runs. And another wicket, the second wicket down. You see a replay. The van out Talha. This time playing it in the air towards the man at wide mid-off, and Yasser takes a simple catch to send his counterpart back to the pavilion. Talha caught by Yasser for 8. Sorry, that was Mohit, who was out for 22 of 24, caught by Yasser off the bowling of Hassan Ali with 2 boundaries. New man at number 4, Sajjad. Seven gone, 38 for 2. Tala on strike. Playing it towards the man at short cover, wanting the non-striker, wanting a single. Tala declines that. Manish, the bowler, it's the second change. It's the fourth medium pacer. All of them so far have been quite on the money. He bowls it down leg side and the umpire calls it a wide. Takes the score on to 39 with that. Sam drives it towards long off region. They take off for a single. Takes the score on to 40. Sajjad on strike for the first time. Defensive stroke, plays it back to the bowler. No run there. Plays it towards wideish long on. MS the fielder there, keeps it down to a single. Takes the score on to 41. 7.4 overs gone. Down the leg side. The keeper misses that one, allows an extra wide run to be added. Takes the score on to 43. To be into the stumps, ended up bowling 2 wides in the over. Full toss, plays it towards the man at mid wicket. Another boundary, the 4th boundary of the innings. This time coming off the bat of Sajjad, takes the score on to 47. Something to cheer. Have a look at that. Friendly full toss and sends it towards the right of the man at mid-wicket. No chance for Farzan there. Score on to 47. .5 completed. Another full toss. This time doesn't connect it well. Just sends it down to the man at long off. Easy fielding for the man there. Keeps it down to a single. 48 for the loss of 2 wickets at the end of 8. Another 196 of the remaining 12. Tala batting 6 of 7. Sajjad batting 6 of 4. Hassan to continue. Sajjad, the batsman, going on to the back foot, plays it back for the bowler. No run there. Onto the back foot again, but this time plays it towards the left of the man at short cover. Yasser, the fielder there, and a single being taken, takes the score on to 49. Tala plays it towards the left of the man at point. Sajjad wanting the single, Tala declining that one. Keeps the score on to 49. Fourth ball of the ninth over. This time plays it with soft hands, back to the bowler, no run there. The intent not being there by the batsman, you know you're going for a tall score, you need to show some intent, get behind the bowling, take a few chances. Just playing out these overs is not going to help your cause. Full toss, rather quite close to the bat. A dot ball keeps the score on to 49. Onto the legs, plays it to the man at backward square. And the single being declined again. So another dot ball. Just one run coming off it. 9 completed, 49 for the loss of 2 wickets. Tala batting 6 of 11. Sajjad batting 7 of 6. batting line itti Sonu Baby, the fifth bowler, right arm off spin, comes into the attack to bowl the 10th over of the innings. Sajjad drives it down, back past the bowler, misfield there. Allows a single. The 50 coming up, 50 for 2 in 9.1 overs. This time bowling the leg spin, freebie for Talha, and he makes full use of it, sends it towards the long leg boundary for the maximum, the first maximum of the innings. Have a look at it. The first one he bowled the off spin, this time trying the leg spinner, ends up bowling it way out down the leg side, and Talha just sending it towards the long leg boundary for 6. Takes the score on to 56 for 2. Sonu to continue. This time goes to back to the off spin, and an overthrow there allows that single to be taken. Sajjad was taking off for the single. The fielder there doing well to field the ball, but the bowler unable to collect it and ends up giving a single that they were looking for. 8 runs of 3 balls so far, as Sajjad chips this back down the long off area for a single, takes the score on to 58. 4 balls completed, 9 runs coming off it. Talha on to strike, plays it on the back foot back to the bowler. Plays it towards the right of the man at point. The fielder from cover coming around, but by the time he comes in, 2 more runs added. End of the over, 60 for the loss of 2 at the end of 10 overs. We take a drinks break. Sonu Baby is gone for 11 in that over. Talha batting 15 of 15 and Sajjad batting 9 of 8. Ali to continue. Right arm over. Tala plays it in the air towards the point region for 4. The fielder has just fielded it, but the umpire declaring that's a boundary in the end. Score moves on to 68. This time towards the man at covers. So back-to-back boundaries for Sajjad. Salman the man. एक ही बाउंड्री दिया उसने. Salman this time playing it to the right of the man at covers for another max 4 runs. Takes the score on to 75. भाई स्कोर स्लो चल रहा है क्या? 3 बाउंड्री आई ओवर में. 3 बाउंड्री आई ना. This time to the man it covers. Kamal the fielder there, a single. Okay, copy, thank you. 76 for 2. Productive over so far. 12 runs coming off it, but they need much more than that. They started 20 runs and over, so need to get a couple of boundaries in the next 2 balls to keep up with the run rate. This time straight to the man at point. No run there. Dot ball. Tala 21 of 21. Sajjad 19 of 13 balls. Onto the back foot, plays it towards long off, single there, ends the over. 77 for 2 after 12. Sajjad batting 19 of 13, Tala batting 22 of 22. Ali continuing, and Tala just plays it towards man at short cover. No run there. He's playing with soft hands. Back to the bowler. No run there. Another dot. Quickly completing 2 dot balls. This time going for the big one. He ends his patient knock on 22. He's out of 25 balls. He's bowled by Ali. Going for the big one. Playing over that one. And in the end, losing his stumps. Have a look at that. Ali pitching it up and going for the one, playing all around it. Had he played it a little more straight, probably could have sent it to his long on. The moment he tried to play it over mid wicket, lose his shape, and in the end lost his stumps as well. 77 for 3. New man Kasi coming at number 5. The loss of his captain Tala's wicket, out for 22. Plays it. Dot ball to start for Kasi. Fifth ball of the over. Onto the back foot, trying to cut that one straight into the keeper's gloves. No run there. Last ball of the over. Wrapped on the pads. Decide against a single. End of the over. $13 gone. change in the bowling. Yasser, the man, coming in to bowl for the first time in this game. 77 for 3 after 13. Edges his one towards the man at short third. 1 run there. Takes the score on to 78. Yasser bowling to Kasi, plays it towards man at short covers, no run there. In the air towards the man at long on, and Mohammad Aslam Shahzad, a safe pair of hands. Kasi, the man trying to take on Yasser, ends up playing it towards long on for a simple catch taken by the fielder at long on. Umair, the new man, coming in number 6, 78 for 4. 2 consecutive wickets in the last 2 overs. Trying to fox the batsman. Playing it towards the man at short mid wicket, no run there. Last follow the over coming off, just 1 run coming off it and a wicket to fall. Asking for a stumping and an easy decision for the batsman. He is out for no score. Umair going around the ball, misses that, and he was out of his crease. The easy stumping for the keeper and an easy decision for the umpire. Have a look at the 2 wickets in the over. This one, Kasi trying to fetch it from outside the off stump, ends up playing it straight at the man at long on. Mohammad Aslam was halfway there. And then the next one where Umair playing all around that one, and Mohsin, the keeper there, an easy stumping for him. 78 for 5 at the end of the over. Yasser bowled the last over and got 2 wickets for the denting Munich Ray in this chase. 78 for 5 or 14. So on playing it down towards the man at point. No run there. So 2 consecutive dot balls. Ali, the bowler, was just given away 4 runs of the 2 overs he's bowled and got a wicket. Cuts this one towards the man at deep short third. They take a single. Takes the score on to 79. Single of 3 balls, 79 for 5. This time drives it straight at the man at short covers. Yasser, the fielder, there, another dot. Syed Muzassir, the new man, yet to get off the mark. He's finished, just faced 2 balls. Sajjad batting 21 of 17. As this time cuts this towards the man at point, and they take off for a single. 1 run added, score moves on to 80. Will be called a wide. Score moves on to 81. Trying to take the ball away from the batsman. End of the over, 15 gone, 82 for the loss of 5. 162 runs more required of the remaining 5 overs. Yasser coming to bowl the 16th over, and Sajjad playing it back towards the bowler. No run there, dot ball. Trying to wild heave, but will be called a wide. So 1 run added to the total. Score moves on to 83. Turns this around towards the man at square leg. There's a fielder there, comes from the boundary line, and another single. One more dot ball. Goes on the back foot, cuts this towards the man. It covers. There's a fielder there. One more single added. Score moves on to 86. 85 is what they've scored so far. 4 balls of the over done. Goes onto the back foot, plays it towards the man at mid wicket. Fielder there, keeps it down to a single. Full toss, this time towards the man at mid wicket. There's a fielder there, couldn't convert that foot toss. Just one more run. 6 runs for 2 wickets of the 2 overs that he's bowled. 16 gone, 87 for 5. Ali bowling over number 17. Down leg side, and a wide wing call takes the score on to 88. This game now of only academic interest as 9. They need 39 per over if they want to win this game, which is more than a 6 every ball if they score. And another single takes the score on to 89. Drives this one towards the cover region. There's a handsome shot. This should have been done quite some time ago when they had started this chase. It's coming a bit too late, But nonetheless, a few more runs under the belt should give them some confidence when they go into their last game. Sajjad trying another drive this time. It was outside the off stump. It was there for the chance to be taken. This time towards the man at mid wicket. भाई बाउंड्री थी बॉल वो किधर गई मुदस्सिर on strike. Okay, copied. Another single takes the score on to 91. Trying to cut this one, not there to be cut, but ends up being a dot ball. Salama running through these overs and trying to complete this game at the earliest. 16.5 gone, last ball of the 17th over. Brings the ball back in, playing it straight to the man at short mid wicket. End of the over, 91 for 5. Another 3 more overs left in the innings. Yasser bowling his third over, the 18th of the innings. Full toss, doesn't connect it well, just sends it towards the man outside the 30-yard for a single. Takes the score on to 92. Cuts this one through the man at gully. They complete one. They come back for the second. Takes the score on to 93 with that double. 94 rather. This time the big shot coming out and the first maximum of the innings. We're coming up at a time when the required run rate is more than a maximum every ball. Then brings the 100 up. Have a look at that. Tossed up delivery. Goes on to the knee and plays it towards mid wicket for the maximum. The 100 coming up. 100 for 5. This time coming down the track. And towards the left of the man at long on for 4 more. So a few little fireworks from the bat of the Munich batsman. Yasser again tossing this one. This time coming down the track. Playing it towards the long on area. To the left of the man there. Takes the score on to 104. This time over the bowler's head, again towards the long on boundary. The fielder there, Aslam, keeps it down to a single. Last ball of the over, expensive one. This time top edges this one towards the short third man area. One more single added.
रहा है ये एक ही गोल अपडेट होने को बोलिएगा इसको
अपडेट नहीं हो रहा है, देखिए इधर भी ऐसे स्पूलिंग चल रही है. स्कोर अपडेट नहीं हो रहा है. क्या हो रहा है? देख लो फिर एक ही बार.
यार उसका नेट नहीं चल रहा आपके पास हो रहा है अपडेट
मेरे पास नहीं हो रहा, वो तो मेरे यहाँ हो रहा है.
मोबाइल में
105 अभी आया है इधर. Afsar to continue bowling the 19th over, this time playing towards the cover region, and handsome stroke, something to cheer about for the Munich Ray batsman. Boundary of the first ball. Kamal the bowler. No chance for the man at covers. Sajjad batting 42 of 30. This time drives this towards the man at extra cover, a misfield, a single completed. They take on the second run as well. Takes him on to 44. Takes the score on to 111. Again drives this towards the cover region. There's a field, no fielder there, so 4 more runs to the total. Pitching it up to him this time, drives this through the cover region. The fielder there unable to cut it off. 4 more runs. Takes the score on to 115. Changes the angle. Takes him on to 48 of 32. This time coming from down the wicket. Misses that one. So dot ball. 2 more balls left in the over. Over the bowler's head, gets a single, takes him on to 49, takes the total on to 116 with that single. Brings Syed Mudassir Hussain back on strike. He's batting 6 of 10. Trying to chase a wide one, but the umpire will call it a wide, so he'll have to re-bowl that one. Down the ground towards the man at long on for a single. Mohammad Shahzad kept busy. So the last over coming up of the game. Salama Islamic Arab Insurance Company well on their way to a victory, wide to start off. Takes the score on to 119. I'm chasing that wide delivery, plays it towards the man, it covers the fielder, crossover for a single. Sajjad on 49 of 33 balls. 6 boundaries and a maximum to his credit. Trying to chase a wide delivery. Was that an edge? The Hassan Ali thinks so, but at the moment, Sajjad still at the center. Onto the back foot, plays it towards the mid-wicket area. So the 50 for Sajjad of 35 balls, raises bat towards his team. 6 boundaries, 1 maximum. The lone shining star amongst the ruins of the Munich innings out here. Earlier, when they were bowling, they were taken to all parts of the ground and leaked 243 runs. And when they came back, not much to show, just this time edges this one towards the third man area, the ball going towards the boundary, the fielder managing to field it within the field of play. Majid, the fielder there, 2 more runs, takes the score on to 123, 1, 2, 3 for 5, with 2 more balls left in the game. Plays it in the air towards the mid-wicket area. The fielder there just jogging around, picking the ball, and sends it back to the bowler. 1, 2, 4 for 5. With the last ball of the game coming up, Sajjad is the one taking strike. He's batting 50 of 35. Hassan Ali 13 for 1 in his 2.5. Trying to play a big shot, a dot ball to end. So 19 run victory for Salama gives them the second victory in 2 games and more or less confirms their seat in the finals of the Champions Face-Off. They had earlier beaten Daman Insurance in their last game. Then next week we'll take on Teams 11 as we have a look at the scorecard. Chasing 244 in their 20 overs. It was Shubhan and Mohit who started the innings. Shubhan bowled by Kamal for 8 of 13. Mohit out for 22 of 24 with 2 boundaries. Tala Tanvi 22 of 25 with 1 maximum. Sajjad not out 50 of 36 with 6 boundaries, 1 maximum. Kasi out for no score, caught by Mohammad Aslam off the bowling of Yasir for 5 balls. Umair Ahmed stumped by Mohsin off the bowling of Yasir for no score of 2 balls. And Syed Mudassir 11 of 15, not out. 11 extras completes that innings of 124, all extras coming in the form of wides. As we have a look at the bowling card, Afsar 3 overs 12 runs, no wicket. Kamaluddin 4 overs 33 runs, 1 wicket. Hassan Ali 3 overs 13 runs, 1 wicket. Manish Sachinananda 1 over 10 runs, no wicket. Sonu Baby 1 over 11 runs, no wicket. Ali Mirza 4 overs 12 runs, 1 wicket. Salman Dave 1 over 13 runs, no wicket. And Yasir 3 overs 20 runs, 2 wickets. The fall of wickets, Subhan at the score of 29 when it was 5.3 overs. Mohit at the score of 38 at the end of 7th over. Tala at 77 at 12.3 overs. Kasi at the score of 78 in 13.3, and then Umair was out for 78 when the over number 13.5. So 119 run victory for Salama Insurance against Munich Re. This was the first game of the day in the Champions Face-Off. We'll go in for the presentations, followed by the next game where Emirates Insurance Company take on NASCO. Stay tuned for the presentations. Thank you. Post-match presentation of this first game between Salama Insurance and Munich Re. The man of the match is Aslam Shahzad for his magnificent century. Aslam, एंड आपने अच्छी तरह से चूज़ किया. आपको लगा था कि एक एंड से विकेट बॉल थोड़ा धीमा आ रहा है और विंड भी उसके साथ आपको फेवर नहीं कर रही है. जब आप 10 ओवर कंप्लीट किए, मैसेज क्या था आपका कप्तान का आपकी तरफ?
एक्चुअली क्वाइट सिंपल था कि बेसिकली पहले तो जिस तरह मॉर्निंग में पिच बिहेव कर रही थी कि बॉल नीचे भी रह रहा था और सम टाइम राइज भी हो रहा था, तो ये था कि थोड़ा सा ये कि लेके चलना है और स्टे करना है विकेट पे, तो वही सेम पैटर्न लेके चले हैं. तो फिर लकी भी रहे हैं कि लाइफ मिला. और उसके बाद फिर जो हमने आफ्टर 10 ओवर तो आखिर में फिर बॉल उस एंड से बैट पे भी आ रही थी, तो जो हमने ये कि कंपैरेटिवली एग्जीक्यूट अच्छा किया है.
और यही फॉर्म आप कंटिन्यू करना चाहेंगे, क्योंकि अभी एक और मैच के बाद मोरलेस आप फाइनल में तो अभी एक पैर रख ही चुके हैं, तो आप इस फॉर्म को कंटिन्यू करना चाहेंगे?
ऑफ कोर्स ये कि हर बैट्समैन की यही ख्वाहिश होती है कि जितना अच्छा टाइम ये कि फॉर्म चल रही है उसको ये कि थोड़ा सा लेके चले। तो मेरी भी कोशिश यही रहती है ऑलवेज़ ये कि जब भी अपनी कंपनी की तरफ से खेलूं और उसको थोड़ा सा ये कि पूरी गेम को लेके चलूं, ना कि ये कि मैं एक इंडिविजुअल स्कोर करूं, या वो मेरी ऑलवेज़ ख्वाहिश नहीं रहती। मेरे लिए मैटर करता है कि मैच विन। तो जब तक ये कि मैं विकेट पे हूँ या वो इतना ये कॉन्फिडेंस रहता है कि ये कि मैं उसको एग्जीक्यूट कर लूँगा। तो बस यही मेंटालिटी थी, स्टे करना है और गेम को ख़त्म करना है, तो वो उसमें अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह कामयाब रहे।
थैंक यू वेरी मच, बहुत अच्छी पारी देखने को मिली, एंड मोर टू सी इन द नेक्स्ट फ्यू डेज। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर योर टाइम। एज वी स्पीक टू द captain of Munich, Tala, a day to forget, a lot of errors on the field, and also when you came down to chase the score.
I think certainly one to really forget, as you said. So I think the plan was to put them in, to put some pressure early on, use the conditions, which I think we did, but then some errors in the field, which really cost us. I think still at the 10 overs mark, 75, we would have taken it at the start, but I think the couple of catches that we dropped, they really cost us. We were also a bowler short. We had an injury pre-match, so one bowler we were short, so we were trying to fill in those overs. So once we gave a life to Farzan and Shehzad, I think they really took the game away.
Positives from this game when you go into your last game next week?
I think certainly again the talk will be that look, we did give some life, some chances, so we do have the ability, so we just need to do it again and execute it better next time. Very simple.
Anyway, thank you for your time and all the best for your next game coming week. As we talk to the winning captain. On a personal front, Yasir, a good chance to score, to get a good scores for yourself in this game.
In the morning, dew was there, so pitch was not supporting us. The ball was coming slow, and it was not we were not getting a bounce properly. So it was difficult. We scored less score in the starting first 6 overs. We just scored 38 runs. In the first 10 overs, we were just having 75 runs. As the game moved on, the sun came out and the conditions changed. Then we scored, and you saw the score. We scored 243, and this was our plan.
And you used 7 bowlers in this innings. You got a few overs. Good for the boys when they go into the business end of this tournament. You have more options when you have in the next games.
Yes, definitely. I tried everyone. Not everyone. We still had 2 more bowlers who we could have tried. Shehzad didn't bowl today. Farzan didn't bowl today. So I gave to the players who usually never bowls, or like Ali did 4 overs, and he never agrees to bowl. He likes batting, and he didn't come to open today. So I thought I should give him a chance, and he performed very well.
And you all the best. Thank you very much for your time, and all the best for your next games. That concludes our presentation for the first game in the day between Salama Insurance and Munich Re. As we head into the second game in the Challengers, let's see what happens.